tools. This particular one, so you have your blade release, okay? Just go ahead and open that up. All right, that will loosen this. It's not ready to come out yet. Okay, they do have models that are like that. This particular one, no. And then just go ahead and take your finger, loosen that up. All right, then you can take your blade off. Then you can put on. See, I want to cut metal now. Put that on here just like this. Okay, the teeth fit in there. You'll see it fit nice and tight. And then go ahead and push on the plate. And then we've got to rotate it until it grabs, like right there. See how it's nice and tight? Then hold that, tighten this down a little bit. Okay, bam, just by finger tight. And then once you go ahead and do this, it pulls that in nice and tight, and you're good to go. Okay? It has a variable speed here, which is important. The slower it is, the more control you have pretty much with any power tool. So here's an example of 2. All right, and then it goes all the way up to 12. 12 is going to cut a lot faster than 2, but of course you got to be careful. So, and they have different blades, right? So this is a wood blade, okay? It's a very basic blade. This is high carbon steel, and you have your teeth. Now, something else to take note is multi-tool blades. They're expensive, and they don't last long at all. Okay, let me show you an example why. So a circular saw, you have a big saw moving quickly, right? So there's a lot of surface area on that blade that is chewing through the material, whatever you're cutting. Sawzall, a little bit less than a circular saw, right? It only comes back about 1.5 inches, something like that. So you're using the same teeth to do a lot of work. With a multi-tool, it's even more. Okay, let me show you. So you go turn it on, it only goes back and forth maybe 1/4 inch. That's it. So whatever you're cutting, the teeth here have to do a lot of work, right? That's why they don't last as long as, say, a circular saw blade. So they can get a little bit pricey. A good blade, you're looking at like $4 or $5 per blade, right? Depending on how you use it and if you're careful. For instance, a wood blade should be able to last you maybe half a day of like little odds and ends cuts, things like that, right? But if you take this high carbon steel wood blade and say you hit a nail that you didn't see, all right, it's not going to cut the nail. It's just going to go ahead and dull out the teeth and you won't cut anything anymore. But they do make a metal blade. It looks like this. So here's your wood blade, okay, more pronounced teeth, takes out more material at a time. Here's your metal blade, all right. As you can see, they're very fine teeth and it will chew out a little bit of metal at a time. The metal blades are like $9 a piece. All right, but they're invaluable. If there's a fastener holding a piece of wood that you need to take out, you can take your metal blade and zip right through it. But it will go somewhat quickly. They have a whole array of different weapons you can put on this. They have round blades. This is great for if you want to cut a round hole. Say you're doing can lighting and you need to go ahead and cut out your holes for your can lights. That's one way you can use these. Also comes with like a scraper if you're removing some caulk or glue or silicone off of a hard surface and you don't want to chew it up. This can do it. Okay. Sanding. Okay. It can even do sanding. So you have a sanding disc like this. All right. This goes on the tool, and then you put your sandpaper right in here like that. Okay. The sanding pads themselves, they're not going to last long because remember, we're taking a tool and it's vibrating just a little bit, so all of the grains in the sand are trying to do a lot of work, so it's not going to last long. But if you look at how tight these corners are, it's great if you're trying to sand railings, or you're trying to sand a picture frame or whatever, and you need to get into little grooves. It's great for that. You're just going to need a lot of discs. They even make one that's smaller, same type of deal. Okay, and here's your sanding pads. Pop that on there, pop this on here, and go to town. They even have a blade here. It's stainless steel. It's very sharp, okay? And I couldn't figure out what to use this for, really, because you can't use it on wood because it's too sharp. It'll dig into the wood if you're trying to scrape off paint or something like that. But one avenue that I did find it worked really well, actually, was a friend of mine, we were refinishing the edge of his tub where you have silicone. It wasn't coming off with just a regular scraper. So I grabbed this blade, and it's stainless steel, so it's not going to cut the ceramic tile, but it was able to scrape off the adhesive. That was one avenue I didn't know I could use it for, and it worked well. If you're trying to troubleshoot something, all right, you usually could find a way to fix it with the multi-tool. It's just that versatile. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you love a multi-tool also, which one you may have, or if you have this model. Like, comment, that'd be awesome. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, guys.